Live from this news center of the Sultanate of Oman television, here we bring to you tonight's news bulletin. First, the headlines. His Highness Said Fahd bin Mahmoud Al Saeed confirms that the government gives priority to proposals and feedback that help develop sectors and facilities that are required in each phase. His Highness stresses His Majesty's keenness on cooperation between the state institutions for public interest and to create committees from the Council and the institutions of the states on issues discussed in the meeting. His Highness Said Fahd bin Mahmoud Al Saeed states that the Omani media represent balance and affirms on the role exerted by Omani media personnel. Good evening once again, and thank you for joining us. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos bin Saeed sends a cabal of greetings to His Excellency Dr. Andrzej Duda, President of the Republic of Poland, on his country's National Day. In line with His Majesty's continuous consideration for promoting interinstitutional cooperations which has positive impact on pushing the wheel of development and serving citizens across the country, a trilateral meeting between Councils of Ministers, States and Shura to facilitate a constructive dialogue between the members and help to achieve the highest performance rate for development plans and programs. After the arrival of His Highness Said Fahd bin Mahmoud Al Saeed, a Deputy Prime Minister for the Council of Ministers, the trilateral meeting was convened. His Highness confirmed that the government gives priority to proposals and feedback that help develop sectors and facilities that are required in each phase, where balance is achieved for all governorates, and that the Council of Ministers relentlessly reviews issues submitted from the Council of Oman. He also stated project implementation and requirements are being followed up on an ongoing basis, and that His Majesty the Sultan's directives focuses primarily on citizens' welfare across the country to get the best services so that every Omani would feel proud for development and prosperity achieved in the country and would become an active participant in the comprehensive development march with a steady footing and solid resolve. Members of the three councils interacted and exchanged their opinions and feedback on ministerial performances and the ministry's plans and projects executed in various wilayats. Chairman of both State and Shura Councils stressed on the importance of such meetings to promote and facilitate coordination and cooperation between all public institutions in service for the nation's higher interest. His Highness the Deputy Prime Minister stated that the Council of Ministers will take into consideration what was brought in this meeting by forming joint committees from the Council and relevant public institutions to pinpoint issues brought during the meeting and identify areas and means that will help to establish implementation priorities. At the end of the meeting, the participants expressed their thanks and gratitude for His Majesty Sultan Qaboos bin Saeed, praying to Allah to keep him in good health and to aid him always in fulfilling his citizens' aspirations for a more prosperous and progressive future. In a statement to the Sultanate of Oman television, His Highness Sayyid Fahad bin Mahmoud Al Saeed, Deputy Prime Minister for the Council of Ministers, applauded for the fruitfulness of the trilateral meeting, which revealed a lot about what concerns some council members in matters relating to their wilayats. He commented on the council members' proposals and feedback by being not impossible to achieve, but it would be achieved as part of implementation plans. His Highness revealed the Council of Ministers' plan to form joint committees to visit various wilayats and cities to verify some elements that are still not clear to the ministries and other public institutions. He concluded his statement by stressing that other concerned public institutions will be part of these committees, which will review current and future issues. In another statement to the Sultanate of Oman television about the role of Omani media, His Highness Sayyid Fahad bin Mahmoud Al Saeed, Deputy Prime Minister for the Council of Ministers, stated that the Omani media represents balance, highlighting the big role played by the Omani media professionals. In a statement to the Sultanate of Oman television, His Excellency Sayyid Khalid bin Hilal Al Busaidi, Minister of Diwan of the Royal Court, affirmed that the joint meeting between Council of Ministers and members of the state and Shura councils serves the march of development in the Sultanate. He as well added that the meeting came to embody the royal vision of His Majesty the Sultan of establishing state of institutions. He also added that the meeting is considered a global opportunity for members of the Council of Ministers and Council to discuss topics that serve development much in Oman. From his side, His Excellency Dr. Yahya bin Mahfouz Al-Mandri, Chairman of the State Council, stated that the joint meeting between Council of Ministers and State and Shura councils reflect government's desire to strengthen the cooperation between the state institutions which serve the public interest. He as well added that such meetings reflect His Majesty's vision on the necessity of promoting cooperation between the institutions in the state administrative apparatus. His Excellency Khalid bin Hilal Al-Ma'wali, Chairman of the Shura Council, affirmed that the meeting between the Council of Ministers and State and Shura Council was fruitful and enshrines cooperation between these bodies for the purpose of achieving higher interest of the Sultanate. His Excellency Yusuf bin Alawi bin Abdullah, Minister responsible for Foreign Affairs, received the envoy of His Excellency President Joko Widodo, His Excellency Dr. Abdul Rahman Muhammad Fashir, Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs of Indonesia. During the meeting, they discussed aspects of existing cooperation between the two countries in various fields and means of improving them, which serve the interest of both countries. They as well exchanged viewpoints over various political, regional and international issues with mutual concern. Existing cooperation relations between the Sultanate and Germany and means of improving them topped discussions of His Excellency Yusuf bin Alawi bin Abdullah, Minister responsible for Foreign Affairs, with His Excellency Niels Annen, Minister of State at the Federal Foreign Office of the Republic of Germany, and his accompanying delegation, who are currently on a two-day visit to the Sultanate. During the meeting, the two sides reviewed cooperation aspects with mutual concern and exchanged viewpoints on developments of the current issues on the regional and international arena. The meeting was attended by His Excellency the Acting Under-Secretary for Diplomatic Affairs and His Excellency the Ambassador of Germany accredited to the Sultanate and a number of top officials. Strengthening bilateral relations between the Sultanate and the United States of America were the center of discussions of His Excellency Sayyid Badr bin Hamad Al Busaidi, Secretary General of the Foreign Ministry, during his visit to Washington. During the visit, His Excellency affirmed on the importance of dialogue and mutual respect with the neighboring countries and not to interfere in their internal affairs. He also added that the coexistence and understanding others through dialogue and discussions are one one of the main principles that the Sultanate policy is based on. His Excellency held a seminar in the Middle East Institute in Washington, in which he highlighted the Sultanate's role as mediator in the convergence of views and solving a number of issues at the regional and international level, like the historical deal between Iran and 6 world powers over the nuclear program. He added that challenges can be faced through dialogue and mutual respect. The Secretary General also discussed with officials a number of issues related to stability and security developments in the Middle East. Watching the Sultanate of Oman television, and yet to come in our news bulletin. The touristic movement between the Sultanate and Tunisia witnessed an accelerated growth recently. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. Visiting Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe visited the West Bank city of Jericho today, where he met with Rami Hamdallah, the Palestinian Prime Minister. Abe and Hamdallah toured the Japan-backed Jericho agro-industrial park in the West Bank near an Israeli-controlled border with Jordan. The park is intended to enhance cross-border trade and cooperation and forms part of Japan's concept of creating a corridor for peace and prosperity, which was launched in 2006 in cooperation with the Palestinians, Israel and Jordan. From Jericho, Abe is expected to meet with the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in Jerusalem. Iran's state television reported today that 76 people were injured after an earthquake hit the country's south. The magnitude 5.2 earthquake struck a remote mountainous region, disrupting power and communications lines. The tremor rocked the town of Sisankt, some 700 kilometers south of Tehran, causing people to rush out into the streets. The town has a population of 10,000 people. Iran is prone to near-daily earthquakes as it sits on major fault lines. In November, a magnitude 7.2 quake hit western Iran, killing more than 600. In 2003, a magnitude 6.6 quake flattened the historic city of Bam, killing 26,000 people. French President Emmanuel Macron attended as a commemorative ceremony today to honor and pay respect to French and Australian soldiers killed in the two world wars. Macron was joined by Australian Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull and New South Wales State Premier Gladys Berejiklian at Sydney's Australian and New Zealand Army Corps Anzac Memorial in the City Hyde Park. The French leader arrived in Australia yesterday for a 3-day visit to seek closer cooperation between the two countries on security issues. Macron's trip will have a strong focus on defense since Naval Group, a French state majority-owned company, won a 2016 bid to build submarines for the Australian Navy in a deal worth 50 billion Australian dollars. The French leader, at the forefront of efforts to fight climate change, wants to boost efforts to respond to extreme climate events or climatic events in island states and protect coral reefs. The U.S. National Weather Service is warning of strong storms and possibility tornadoes in the southern plains. Dramatic video from Oklahoma showed a funnel cloud spinning towards the Kansas border yesterday. The Weather Service said potentially severe storms are expected to develop by today and continue through the night into tomorrow from far northern Texas across western Oklahoma through eastern Kansas and into far southeastern Nebraska. Golf ball seized hail and damaging winds of 97 to 118 kilometers per hour are also forecast. The Storm Prediction Center said the area covers just more than 266,000 square kilometers and includes 6.8 million people. Back to some local news. Sultan Qaboos University marked its annual day celebrating the royal visit of His Majesty the Sultan. The ceremony reviewed scientific achievements of the university at local and various levels. It also included honoring a number of researchers, academics, distinguished employees, and those who won scientific awards, in addition to excellent students at scientific and activities levels. On the sideline of the ceremony, the scientific research exhibition was inaugurated. The exhibition showcased research studies that achieved positive results on reality and society benefit from them. The ceremony was presided over by His Excellency Nasser bin Hamoud Al-Kindi, Secretary General of the Diwan of the Royal Court. 450,000 Omani Riyals is the value of the royal grant support for scientific researches and projects at the Sultan Qaboos University in 2017. The university announced the scientific researchers winning the royal grant during its celebrations of the 18th anniversary for the royal visit of His Majesty Sultan Qaboos. Enhancing support of the scientific research activities in this stage came within the priorities of the government, seeking to keep abreast of various developments related to national economy and directions to instill policy of diversification through research studies which able to create an innovation in various fields. The Sultanate, for the fourth time in a row, won the 2 World Cups in the field of photography in the 39th round of Penalty Youth FIAB, which was held in Bulgaria with the organizations of the International Federation for Photography. The Sultanate, represented by the Omani Photographic Society affiliated to the Sultan Qaboos Higher Center for Culture and Science, participated in the competition. The Sultanate won the World Cup for Youth category under 21 years old, in addition to 4 silver and bronze individuals awards. Petroleum Development Oman celebrated today the graduation of the 11th batch of graduates of PDO's National Objective Programs, which was launched in 2011 as part of its training for employment program. The ceremony was held at the Oman Convention and Exhibition Center in Muscat under the auspices of Sheikh Khalid bin Umar Al Marhoon, Minister of Civil Service. More details in the following report by Saleh bin Khalfan Al Rahbi.
940 young Omanis graduated today from PDO's Training for Employment program. This 11th batch of graduates is the largest in the history of PDO's National Objectives program, which was launched in 2011 to create employment and training opportunities for job seekers.
It really helped me out with my language, both Arabic and English. It gave me more skills I can now, like before, controlling myself, controlling this. It was a bit difficult for me, but now, thanks God, alhamdulillah, it's helping me out and my family as well.
The graduates were enrolled in different technical and non-technical training programs, which are in line with PDO's efforts to support the government's economic diversification drive.
It improved my personality actually, and KG knowledge grade, it helped me to improve my career, to improve myself, and it add a lot for my life and for on my CV, and it add a lot of information for me. Actually, when I joined an HSC program, I didn't know anything about the HSC, but the program, it add a lot for me. So thank you for PDO and thank you for Oman.
This batch included 92 female graduates who have qualified to work in a range of occupations, including commercial promoters, HSC advisors, real estate brokers, airline crew, as well as 2 who will be appointed as drilling fluids engineers in the oil and gas industry.
I'd like to thank everyone who support us to continue this program. And today is the last day, like the ceremony day. It is the beginning for our journey. After all this training program, I'll say that I'm proud to be part of training graduates.
Having successfully completed training lasting from 6 to 18 months at 9 training institutes. The graduates were awarded international certifications in different trades, which will enable them to take up full-time positions as scaffolders, electricians, HSC officers, mechanics, welders, drilling fluids engineers, and cabin crew. For the Sultanate of Oman Television English News, صالح بن خلفان الرحبي, مسقط.
Royal Army of Oman honored the medical team from Eye Medicine Center at Armed Forces Hospital who recently conduct corneal transplantation for the two patients. These considered as first medical achievement in the eye medicine in the Sultanate. Major General Matar bin Salim al-Blushi, commander of the Royal Army of Oman, praised the efforts exerted by the medical team to succeed in this microsurgery, stressing keenness of Rao Command in improving support for the medical services of the armed forces to carry on its duties and develop with scientific progress in the medical fields. The touristic movement between the Sultanate and Tunisia witnessed accelerated growth with enhancing touristic cooperation between both countries. The both sides implemented continuous tourism plans in order to encourage investments and private sector for establishing touristic projects and providing needed means for developing a vital economy sector, in addition to implement a number of promotions programs. Tunisia has attracted more than 6 million tourists every year for its various touristic potentials, represented in moderate climate and various touristic activities, in addition to culture and deep-rooted history. Sohar College Applied Sciences organized a two-day national symposium on bridging education and industry for next generation. Academicians, technologists and students attended the event to exchange their productive ideas in this regard. Saleh bin Khalfan al-Rahbi was there and he has made this report.
Industry is witnessing a rapid change in its various sectors. And to keep abreast with this change, Sohar College of Applied Sciences held a national symposium under the theme Bridging the Gap Between Education and Industry for Next Generation.
The aim of this symposium was to bridge the gap that exists between academia and the industry, and especially the labor market. We in academia are producers of graduates who have skills and competencies which we would like to match those skills and competencies what are needed in the industry and the labor market.
Over a period of 2 days, academicians, technologists and students exchanged their productive ideas on a variety of related topics, some of which were innovations in software development, networks and communications involving stakeholders of industry, drive institutions and multiple engineering programs, and English for specific purposes.
According to what I have seen today here, I believe that, our students are capable, of producing grateful projects which meet the global standards.
On the sideline of the symposium, a software project competition was held for final year graduate students of information technology from all colleges of applied sciences, where they displayed their projects to a panel of jury for selection of winners.
National Employer Record is our project for final year project. It solved the problem of employers instead of it's the longest operation in Sultanate of Oman. So we solved this problem to collaborate the all departments and ministry to give a service for the employers. This competition motivates me to prepare myself with more skills to join the labor market.
This seminar offered faculty members and students the opportunity to meet academic and technical researchers in order to exchange their innovations and discuss the achieved research results in order to meet the needs of the Ministry of Higher Education as well as the Omani society. Indeed, partnership between academia and industry is essential to enhance the workforce and eventually contribute to the development of the national economy. From Suhar College of Applied Sciences, Saleh Bukhalfan Rahbi, North Al-Batina, Governorate.
You're watching the Sultanate of Oman television, and to end this news bulletin, here are the main points once again. His Highness Said Fahd bin Mahmoud Al Saeed confirms that the government gives priority to proposals and feedback that help develop sectors and facilities that are required in each phase. His Highness stresses His Majesty's keenness on cooperation between the state institutions for public interest and to create committees from the Council and the institutions of the state on issues discussed in the meeting. And His Highness Said Fahd bin Mahmoud Al Saeed states that the Omani media represents a balance and affirms on the role exerted by Omani media personnel. And with that, we do conclude this news bulletin brought to you live from this news center of the Sultanate of Oman television. Thank you for joining us, and good night to all of you.